Hey there, so today I wanted to teach you how to build a personal budget using Subset. If you don't know what Subset is, it's an easier to use spreadsheet with a community of people building templates that anyone can use. In this example, I'll build a personal budget for someone to use where they don't have to update any formulas or functions. It's super easy to do, and I think we can do it in just a few minutes. So let's get started. First, I'll make a blank file. Then I'll just rename the file to something like personal budget. As you can see, every file starts with a blank grid, so I'll just use that one. And I'll just reorganize this a little bit. The golden rule in finance is to spend less than you make. So that's what we'll be doing here today. We just need a section that has all of your income coming in and a section that has all of your income coming out. For the first block, I'll rename this income in. Here I'll just come up with a few different sources of income. Maybe salary, a side hustle, and other. I want to rename this column so people know what I'm talking about here. In order to rename, you just select the column by right-clicking and then clicking rename. Then you can just type in anything you'd like and hit enter. I'll rename the next column to amount and start typing in the amounts of each of my sources of income. I'll make some number formats to the column by clicking the column and then clicking the dollar number format sign. And I'm basically done here. The next thing I want to do is clean this up a little bit. So I'll select the block and go to this trim button. What the trim button does is it removes all this useless row and column to the right and below my data. So I'll just click it and there you go. You have a nice formatted block. I realize it may be interesting to see what the total income is, so I'll just utilize the footer block here to sum up everything in this column. You'll see with this footer block, if I change any of the numbers within this column, it'll automatically update. And now that I'm looking at this, I want to remove some decimals in the column, so I'll just click the column again and click the remove decimal button. And I'm pretty happy with this. Now we have to work on the money out section. I could create a new grid, but since this is already done and I can reuse this, I'll just click the block and click the duplicate button. Now I'll just repurpose the previous block for my money out section. Here I just have to do the same thing. Rename a couple of the items in the sources and then update the amounts. Because we have the total in the footer, I don't even need to update that. As long as I update all the numbers in the column, the total in the footer will update. And just like that, we have a money in and money out section. One fun thing about Subset is that you can personalize your blocks. So I'll show you how to do that here. If you click the emoji in the top left of every block, you can select the color and the emoji. I'll just select something here that makes sense for both of these blocks. A green happy face for money in and a red sad face for money out. Now we just have to work on the last part, which is a way to calculate the total income minus the total expenses. Again, I'll duplicate one of these blocks to make it easier on myself. In this case, what I want to create is slightly different than the money out block, so I want to rename the column headers. To do that, all you have to do is right-click in the column, click rename, delete the title, and hit enter. I also will delete all the unnecessary rows here. Now I'll just name the section income minus expenses. And now in cell B1, I want to create a calculation that subtracts the total expenses from the total income. This is super easy, and all you have to do is type equals sum, select the total income, close the parentheses, type the subtraction sign, use the sum formula again, this time selecting the total expenses by clicking the amount column in the money out block, and then close that parentheses. Now you just have to hit enter. What this is doing is that it's summing up everything in the money in amount column and subtracting that by the total of everything in the money out amount column. Just for fun, you may want to see the percentage you saved. For this, all you have to do is do an equal sign, reference the prior cell that we just calculated, and then divide it by the total of the money that came in, which you can do by summing up the money in amount column. If you remember, this column has a dollar number format, so all you have to do is change this cell to a percentage number format, and you'll see that you saved 50% of your income. And you're basically done. Just to show you how reusable this is, you can go to the other blocks and start adding rows or columns and typing in numbers, and everything automatically updates. Because that was so easy, I thought for extra credit we would just look at a visualization of all the money that's gone out. All you have to do is select the chart, click the pie chart, and you get a pre-populated pie chart. This pie chart is linked directly to this chart data. We actually don't need this chart data, so I'll select it and delete it. Now I'll click the pie chart and I'll select the new block to link it to. In this case, it's just the money out block. Now I just have to rename this pie chart, resize it, and there you go. I'll turn this into a template that anybody can use, and I'll leave the link in the description below. In order to do that, all you have to do is click the share button and then click the publish and go through with the prompts. Another cool thing that you can do is take a screenshot of this canvas and share it with anybody. I'll do it right here to show you how it looks. And there you go, it's all done. I hope you get to build your own or just use my template below to start tracking your expenses. Thanks for watching.